are locked into ourselves. We don't even care what is going on in the rest of the world. Okay? Politics, sorry, I have to go there, has to be entrepreneurial. Has to be entrepreneurial. What do I mean by entrepreneurial politics? The kind that the guy in Rwanda is doing. What does he do? He goes to lobby top firms to set up production bases in his country, giving them all the necessary protections and incentives. They create jobs. He collects taxes. He builds, because the exports, his external reserve builds up. Why is China? China's external reserve, I don't want to know, you don't want to hear what it is. It's in trillions of dollars. So they can do whatever they like with their currency, and they can stand up to America. When you don't have that buffer, there is nothing you can do. You know, we are like without hedge, no protection. The wind, everything, the little rumble of the sea, you know, we become flotsam and lopsam in this whole wide ocean. That's why we are buffeted left, right, and center. Our exchange rate is like has become comical. Simply because of that external reserve, nothing more. If external reserve increases, the exchange rate immediately will behave. Simple. Maybe you would want me to talk about liberalizing, deregulating the exchange rate market and allowing the market determine rate. So this is the normal microeconomic debate between the monetarists and the structuralists. But I'm not going to go there. Government should have a responsibility in every government. Because luckily I lived in Japan, so I understand the East Asian economies very well. They don't leave much to the market. Okay? Yeah, a lot of people, the Chicago people, they preach to us about the Washington consensus and why we must liberalize everything. We should let the market work. But then we need to realize that this is a developing economic contest. We have so many market failures, so many issues that the market cannot resolve, requiring the government direct intervention. I can give you the example, side example. I like to use this example of Japan, when they call what they call the Meiji Restoration. The Meiji Restoration, if you can Google that, you will understand. It was a CBN, the central bank of the governor of the central bank of Japan, that actually initiated the Meiji Restoration. What did he do? Similar to what the CBN is doing, but this one is more transparent and accountable, and evaluated and monitored progress. And then wherever they didn't get the result they wanted, they anticipated, they rejected it. So that governor then, this is in the 18th century, intervened in the key sectors of the economy. Even in education, Japanese education was low quality. Their universities could not compete with that of Europe. What did that governor do? He went all over the Japanese universities, those old universities, selected very brilliant young men and women, and sent them to the top schools all over the world, in Germany, in Netherlands, in the United States, and in UK. The same thing China does. Okay, when you talk about spending on education or scholarship, China is number one. They send all their brilliant chaps. If you are in any department, if you study anywhere in the world and you don't have a Chinese classmate, then you know that the university you have gone to is not a good one. Sorry. No, but that's a fact. Any school you go to in Europe, you will have, if you studied abroad, you will definitely have a Chinese classmate. Right? Do they pay school fees? Have you ever wondered? Even here, you can't compete with the Chinese here. Can you? You cannot. Why? The government gives them 0 interest loan for everything. So Even in that commodity in your village, the Chinese will price it higher than you. Because he's getting the money free. Same thing with their scholarship. They have, so this is about strategy. Okay? So, but again, there is that national consciousness, that sense of patriotism. When these guys finish, they come back. And those were the people that engineered what you know today as the Japanese miracle, okay, which has filtered into the other Asian tigers, Malaysia, Singapore, South Korea, even China. They all learning from Japan. If you check their currencies, you see that if you bring up Japanese yen and bring up the South Korean won or the renminbi, it's the same. Almost the same. Like they are copying everything the Japanese did. So what am I saying? It's about strategic human capital development. How do we get integrated into the global value chain? I have a lot of stuff there, but don't have time to, I don't want to bog you with all those. I will write these things clearly, produce a kind of a paper that you can share, in your, what do you call it? There is this thing, I would like to close with it. This Nigeria's, look at our product space. This is what we are exporting. See how black it is. Everything is crude oil, crude oil, crude oil, crude oil. Don't forget that this is the industry of the second industrial revolution. Which industrial revolution are we now? Fourth. 4IR. We haven't even mastered this. Because when I'm talking about the challenge that's going to face the incoming administration, it's enormous. Okay? Our competition is not tribal. Our competition is international. But we are not looking at that. This is a very undiversified product space. This is what we export. Okay? Everything we export is just crude petroleum products. We do not add value. We can't. So when we are not adding value, there is no such thing as foreign reserve, external reserve. It cannot grow. How will it grow? How can it grow? Because the only way it can grow is if we have surplus. That surplus is now pushed in there as buffer, for the rainy day. That's exactly what it is. So if you notice that things, okay, there is a shortfall, deficit here and there, there's intervention in the foreign exchange market. But of course, they have bastardized it. And I think that's what the president was talking about, the way it was being managed. Like I said, I'm not saying anything negative. I want to light a candle. Okay, so this is the thing that really interests me the most. The global value chain. This is called the smiley curve of global value chain. What is smiley? You know the smiley? The smiley, that's what's it called? Right. So this is for oil and gas. Again, this is traditional industry that is in very soon will disrupt, right? We've been here for as long. I am 50 this year, by the way. So this is the only thing we've done all our life. Yet we are not anywhere on the global value chain of oil. When we talk about the value chain, we simply mean where the value is. So there are three. We can disaggregate the production process or the value creation process into three. The first one is pre-production. In pre-production, what happens? That is the idea creation, research and development, innovation. Okay? It's huge value because once you have original idea, what do? You patent it, right? You've got trademark, you license it so that you could control the rights. You are lawyers, so patent. Then the next stage is production, manufacturing. You have pre-manufacturing. Then you have manufacturing. There is no value in manufacturing. It's the lowest value in the value chain. Do you now understand why, when it comes to Apple computers, as you will see, the next one is Apple value chain. You see places where Apple manufacture all their products, where their processes take place, right? The high value ones, where is it? In the US. Okay? The low value one, like manufacturing, they take it to China, take it to Taiwan, take it to Vietnam and Cambodia. Of course we cannot. We are not high value. We don't have that high tech. So we can't compete there. We are not there. In the low value, which is manufacturing, we are not there. Post manufacturing, which is another high value, we are not there. We are not integrated into any global value chain. How do we build external? Because this is what is market. Like, economy, sometimes you confuse ourselves. We talk about the market as something that grows from came down from the sky. No. Market is created. Okay? So I don't describe the market in the aggregate form. I split it up. So I look at market for Apple market, right? Samsung market, or this chair market. Then you begin to understand it, because there's no such thing as who owns the market. That's the question. Is it the demander or the producer? No, we are consumers. A consumer is not part of the market. You're only there for the sake of the producer. The little that you're able to scrape out from here and there, the producer will take it from you. What is the marginal cost of this computer? Marginal cost of producing this computer may not be up to $2. How much do we buy it? $1,000. And then we're smiling that we've got a good bargain. But we've lost $1,000 that we, scrape off from here and there. The countries that control this, HP, is there any Nigerian company here? No. We're talking about the 4IR. There is no single Nigerian company. The only place we are making some bit of wave is fintech. Only. So when you're talking about your creation of the external reserve, that's fintech that's contributing, and telecom. And then those telecoms, we don't own them. We used to boast that we have Davido, we have Wizkid, we have the Burna Boy, that they are entertainment. None of those guys is Nigerian brand. And I doubt if any of them even carries Nigerian passports. The value, they are being marketed by global brands. There is no Nigerian involved in their marketing. I doubt it. So, what am I saying? How do we get into the global value chain? Product by product, item by item. That is what I mean by political entrepreneurship. Apple wouldn't just come and establish in Nigeria because they like Nigeria. Somebody needs to go talk to them, beg them, kneel before them, the CEO. What do you need? Please, my people are suffering. Come and help us. Exactly what the guy in Rwanda is doing. The same thing, this small country, Laos People's Republic. Right? Do you know this Intel chip on your computer? The president went to the company, begged them, whatever you need. They came there and built a research and development plant. They employed about 5,000 Laos. How many people are in Laos? Eventually, Intel, that chip contributes 60% of their GDP. That is external reserve, sir. Thank you.